everyone. I'm Erin from Silver River Museum.
I'm Ethan from Wood Highlands Elementary School.
Are you ready to do some science with us? Before you get started, you need to collect some supplies. Here's what you're going to need.
A shovel.
Some paper plates or something to put on your surface that you don't mind getting dirty.
A marker.
Some water in a container.
A jelly jar.
It can be any jar with a tight fitting lid. A funnel. And if you don't have a funnel, but you have the paper plates, just get an extra paper plate because they can be curved into a perfect funnel. What else do we need, Ethan? Food coloring?
Food coloring.
That's optional. If you don't have food coloring, it's okay. You'll see why. Some clear cups. These are throwaway. That's probably better, but if all you have are clear cups that are washable, those will work too.
Some soil.
You're going to have to go and dig it up. That's why you needed the shovel. And finally, a coffee filter. Hopefully you have some of these around the house. If you don't have a coffee filter, you could use a little scrap of fabric. So maybe you have an old t-shirt or something like that that you could cut a little square of. That'll work too. All right, guys, before we get started with the experiment, pause the video, gather your supplies. I'll put the list on the screen, and then come back to us when you've got all your supplies ready. Okay, Ethan, do you think everybody got a chance to get their supplies?
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. Here's the first thing you're going to do, Ethan. You're going to take your soil and you're going to pour it into your plate. Do this carefully.
With the shovel?
No, I think if you just open your bag, we put ours in a bag, I think you can get some on the plate. So, Ethan, tell me about the place where you found your soil. What was it like?
It was...
Was it shady or sunny?
It was shady and
So you
wet.
found shady, wet. Did it rain today?
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything covering the soil before you got to the soil?
Leaves.
Oh, there were leaves covering your soil. How about you guys? What was the spot like where you found your soil? All right, so the first thing I want you to do is just like Ethan, start looking in your soil and tell me what you see. What's that brown thing, Ethan?
It's a worm.
Oh my goodness! Ethan found a worm in his soil. What else do you see? What are these things? That. What's that a little bit of?
A leaf.
That's a little bit of a leaf. What color would you say your soil is?
Almost, very, very dark brown, almost black.
Very dark brown, almost black. All right. Are you guys exploring your soil? What color is it? Do you see any things that are currently living in it, like Ethan found?
Some dirt is made out of pieces of rock.
Oh, you mean pieces of rock like this?
Uh-huh.
So, what we know about soil, it's not just made of one thing, it's made of many things. Parts of soil are living, parts of soil are non-living. What do you think the worms are doing?
There.
You don't remember? They're actually eating the dead stuff in this soil. So they're eating dead leaves, they're eating dead insects. And do you know what happens? When they poop it out, they make more soil. What do you think of that?
It's cool.
It is cool. All right, Ethan. Do you think your soil can hold water?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, let's investigate. Okay, this is where you need your funnel, and you need your food coloring, and you need your plastic cups, and you need your marker. Do you remember what this was called? Your coffee filter, and some of your water. Okay, Ethan. So the first thing I'm going to have you do, get one of those plastic cups in front of you and pour some water in it, maybe a little less than halfway. Yeah. Okay, a little less. Yeah, pour some back in there. Okay, I hope you guys are doing this at home too. Okay, now take your marker and very carefully mark the level of your water in that cup. So this is a way to measure when you don't have measuring cups, because we don't all have those at home right now. Okay, you've got your line where the water is. Okay, can you see it? He drew his line right where the water is. Okay, in your other plastic cup, stick your funnel in. Put your funnel in the plastic cup. Now put your coffee filter in the funnel. Okay, good. Now, I want you to scoop some of your dirt and put it in the coffee filter. Leave the cup right here. And use your hands. You're going to get dirty. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I put a worm in?
Yeah, they probably don't mind. They get rained on after all. We'll put them back. Don't worry. We want these worms back in the yard to make more soil. All right, come on. Keep putting soil in. We need some big scoops. All right, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what you're going to do is very slowly, in just a minute, you're going to pour this water in this cup. And we're going to see if in this cup we're going to end up with...
Are we going to put food coloring in?
Oh, thanks for the reminder. Put about 4 drops of food coloring in there. It's going to help us see it. So when we pour that water over your soil, do you think we're going to end up with more water in this cup, less water in this cup, or the same amount of water in this cup? Don't share your answer. I want everybody at home to make a prediction. Will this water be more? We're going to give it 2 minutes, okay? All right, slowly pour, and I'll start my timer after you start. Okay, so start your timer for 2 minutes. I'll tell you when to stop, and we're going to see how much water pours through. We're going to count down. You're going to remove your funnel in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it right here on the plate. Whoa, that was a close call. You almost spilled it. Okay, Ethan, to help you see if it was more, less, or the same.
We're going to put it in here?
Yes, you can pour it back into there and see if it is at your blue line, above your blue line, or below your blue line. All right. Above or below it?
Below.
Okay, so that means that's less water. Where's the water?
It absorbed into the dirt.
All right, oh, that's okay. So, soil's a lot like a sponge. Oops, let's clean you up, right? A sponge has lots of holes that can absorb the water, just like the soil. Soil's able to absorb water. And if you're a plant growing in the soil, is that important?
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready for the next step of this experiment?
Yeah.
Okay, for that, you guys need your jelly jar. All right, Ethan, let's put some of your soil in the jar. So, to make this easier, let's go ahead and curve up your plate. We got the worms out already, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right, and let's use this. Ooh, move your hand. There we go. How's that working? Can we get it in? Guys, I told you this would be a messy one.
Oh no, I think there might be some more.
No, remember we got all the worms out. Okay, now here's what you're gonna do. Take some of your water and pour it. Nope, not that water. Your plain water. Good call though. All right, pour it in there about halfway up the jelly jar. Let's do a little more. Let's do up to this line. How about that? I think more than halfway is good. Okay, stop there. Okay, put your lid on your jelly jar nice and tight. Make sure it's tight or you're about to get muddy. Okay, now take your jar and shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. The point here is to mix it up really good. All right, set it down. What does it look like, Ethan?
It looks like muddy water.
Okay, right now it's completely mixed together, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna leave this for at least an hour. And we'll come back and we'll take a look at what Ethan's looks like in an hour and you compare yours to his. All right, Ethan, how was that science experiment?
It was cool.
All right, so we talked a little bit about soil. And what are some of the things we might find in soil?
Worms, leaves, bugs.
All right, so living things. Are there ever non-living things in soil?
Dirt.
Dirt, okay. And that comes from what?
Rocks,
Yeah.
little pieces of it.
Yeah. And sometimes we find something called clay, and sometimes soil is mostly all sand. Think about when you go to the beach, right? Do you ever find worms in the beach sand?
Yeah. No.
No worms in the beach sand. All right, so this part of the experiment's going to take a little longer, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're still going to watch it, and we'll show you a picture of what it looks like. All right, thanks for joining us. I hope you guys had fun. Bye.
Bye.
Here's Ethan's jar the next day. Do you see how the soil has started to settle in layers? Soil is not just made of one thing, it's made of many things, and the water helped separate the different particles of the soil. So on the very bottom, you see sand. Above the sand are smaller particles known as silt. And at the very top, you see a layer of dead plant and animal parts. If I let Ethan's jar sit for even longer, I may get a third layer above the silt, a layer of clay. But those particles are so small, they'll stay suspended in the water for longer. So I really need to let this jar set. I hope you made your jar, and I hope you'll let it set on your counter for a while so you can observe the layers of your sand. Take a ruler and measure them. Do you have a sand layer that's bigger than Ethan's or smaller than Ethan's? Compare them and record your results. Thanks for joining us. Bye.